Alright my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew and I would like to give you another update on the 9070 XT after swapping out the motherboard and the RAM. So guys, it's been running much better, a lot smoother, and here's the thing. I have noticed that the overall performance now has been a lot smoother. I don't know if it was exactly because of my board or something, or maybe the old memory or something, but I feel like I'm getting a smoother experience across the board, to be completely honest with you. And then upgrading and then throwing on the 360 millimeter fans, like the bigger AIO, keeping the thing nice and cool. So I was looking at. Today I was playing, I did like this, somebody in the community was asking me to do a Division 2 video to show them how it was running at 1440p, so I just decided, you know what, I'm going to do it on both of them. I'm going to run it at 4K, 1440p, 1080p, and I was noticing that even with the 3 fan, like, I am not getting that much cooler than what I'm doing with a 240 in the other build on the 7. They both have the 7800X 3Ds in them, and like, overall freaking overall temperature seems to be pretty dang close at, you know, right around like 60 or whatever. I think I've seen it get as high as 79 on this, but overall guys, I really do kind of feel like maybe there was something wrong with that old board, because I had updated it to the newest BIOS. And then, you know, I wasn't getting nothing. And all of these like PC issues, okay? You know, we got people talking about like the NVIDIA drivers right now and stuff too. This is the first time I've ever bought into or started off a brand new GPU generation. This is like the first time. So I think when I bought when I switched over to AMD, it was like 6 months into the generation already. So a lot of them early bugs and issues and glitches and stuff had gotten worked out by then. Whereas this time it's like right out of the gate, like like early adopter type deal, going through all of this. And I keep thinking, you know, the benefits that I'm getting from 9070 XT and 5070 Ti, I like both of these GPUs, and to be completely honest with you, this is like the closest. I mean, seriously, like one game might run a little bit better sometimes. Like today, the Division 2, I'm looking at that and I'm seeing that the 5070 Ti is kind of pulling ahead on that, and I'm looking at that and I'm like, wow, dude, that's crazy. This is an AMD game. And, you know, most of the time, these games are, I mean, these two GPUs are so freaking close that it's not even funny. So it's like really hard to like just up and recommend one over the other. But when I look at the NVIDIA experience, you know, compared to, and I know this is, you know, an update, but, you know, just, you know, kind of talking about it and stuff too. But when I look at the NVIDIA experience now, with the mindset that I have now versus, you know, the way I used to be, there's like a lot of things that I would have freaked out. Like I would have literally freaked out if my NVIDIA build would have did the same thing that the AMD one did. I would have freaked out. I would have lashed out hardcore at the NVIDIA experience. And, you know, I've just kind of learned along the way that if I keep making that kind of content, then I keep attracting a certain kind of, you know, people that come to the channel and stuff. And, you know, I've never claimed to be a PC expert. Never, not once. I'm obviously only been doing it for 3 years now. And the amount of things that I've learned along the way, you know, kind of some of the lessons that I've learned, or some of the, you know, the things that I've been like, okay, I like to try things, so I've learned like a lot of stuff. And, you know, at the same time, the lessons that I learn, it's just weird that it's I guess is what I'm trying to say, is it's so weird that everybody's PC experience can be so freaking different that it's not even funny. because I'm over there and I'm listening to people on X and, you know, in the comment section and stuff, and people are just, you know, right now going belligerent, you know, toward NVIDIA, you know, with the whole driver issues and stuff right now. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, dude, I'm not experiencing like the black screens or any of that. And I feel like I've put a pretty decent amount of time into the NVIDIA build now lately. I mean, I was, you know, just what, last week or the week before, I was playing, you know, Assassin's Creed Shadows. I was doing like full on freaking sessions, you know, playing on the 5070 Ti. I was sitting here recording a bunch of video today, you know, for some, you know, some Ghost Recon and some other stuff, just recording some footage and stuff. And then you know, even some, oh gosh, what was it? Avatar. But I'm sitting here and I'm playing this and I'm not experiencing like any of these problems. And for the most part, aside from like Hogwarts Legacy the other day, it's just been smooth. And so when I look at what the 9070 XT is doing now, okay, it's a lot smoother with this new board. You know, the new AIO, I mean, it really does keep it in about the same temperature, you know, maybe a little bit better, maybe a little bit less or whatever. But, you know, the overall experience between these two cards, my friends, it's absolutely freaking mind-blowing just how close they are. I swear the biggest thing that really sets me apart right now on these two GPUs is literally the user experience from AMD. I love the AMD experience. You know, I'm not saying that the NVIDIA experience is bad. I've definitely gotten more familiar with it. I've gotten, you know, my experience with NVIDIA has definitely gotten better. I'm not as like, I don't know, man. Like I honestly to this day can't even explain why I started going so negative toward NVIDIA. You know, maybe a lot of it has to do with the channel. You know, I'd put out a video and I'd see that video would do good, and you know, then I would just kind of keep making that type of content, and that sucks. You know, like I shouldn't do that, and you know, I don't know. I don't know. Like the content kind of dictates what you do. You know, it's like, if people want something, you know, you give them more of it or something. And I never really intended this channel to be like that. I didn't. I never intended this channel to be one of those things that chases the algorithm or chases different types of content. But at this point, I do like the growth, and I do want the channel to continue to grow. So I am actively always looking to find a way to make better content that resonates with more people, that is more positive and more, you know, centralized into gaming and tech and hardware and stuff like that. I got this, you know, this company sent me out this little mouse thing that I'm going to be taking a look at. It's supposed to be like dual Bluetooth, so you can use it with two machines or whatever. I just haven't had the time to jump on there and do that. But I want to do more racing content and stuff like that. You know, I want to jump. I put the ERS 4C on my FGT cockpit. And, you know, I was doing some racing, you know, the other day. I was just, that's what I was doing all day Saturday. I'm trying to find a different avenue of ways to put out content, but I also want to remain relevant when it comes to, like, you know, like the 5070 Ti and the 9070 XT. But I mean, guys, doing just benchmarks for both of these, I mean, I don't mind doing them, but I also don't want to get stuck in that kind of a trap where I'm just buying a game, doing those, and then not enjoying the game or something, and always just trying to move forward. Because my time, honestly, my gaming time with the channel and my work and, you know, family and stuff, I don't get as much time. I mean, I literally had to schedule the whole weekend or like that whole week after Assassin's Creed Shadows came out with my wife and the kids and everything. I literally had to put everything else on hold and pretty much just play that game. And I don't want it to have to be like that. I don't want to have to rush through games just so I can crank out a review or anything like that. Like, I want to be able to sit and play my Assassin's Creed games like I normally do. Before I started this channel, I had already put over 100 plus hours into Valhalla. And that was like the game. I would come home from work, I'd play it like every single day. And I just find myself, I find that my you know, I find that my time doesn't get divided equally amongst a lot of stuff, and I do find myself always looking for reasons to like make content. Like if I could put out a video that would do like, 30,000 views every time, that'd be awesome. That'd be absolutely awesome. And once I get to that point or whatever, then it would be, a completely different story. But I feel like I'm trying to cram all that in, to like one thing. And yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm chasing views, but I do invest a lot of money in this, and I do kind of rely on the income, from the ad revenue to like, pay some of the stuff off or to reimburse myself for some of the stuff that I buy for the channel. So I do kind of find myself, when like lately I bought a whole bunch of stuff, so I kind of feel like I gotta, try to push it to get views and stuff. But when I have months that I don't buy a lot of stuff, then it's not really that big of a deal. But I've got a lot of games that I want to play. Like I've already bought a lot of games. Okay. And then there's more coming out. I mean, like Skull and Bones is getting a whole bunch of content for it, and they're actually bringing like land combat and stuff to that game, later this year. So that's something that I want to start trying to invest a little bit of time into, start playing that, getting a little bit more familiar with the overall experience and stuff. There's a lot of stuff I want to do with the 5070 Ti, the 9070 XT. There's just a lot that I want to do, and that the kind of content that I want to create. I got a lot of racing stuff. The racing stuff kind of took a back seat because, let's face it, Assetto Corsa Evo was kind of not really, it didn't really hit the mark like I thought it was going to. I really did think that I was going to end up putting a lot of time and effort into that game, but right now it's just kind of in limbo, and so it's like it is what it is. Checking out like DLSS 4 and FSR 4, like those two technologies are awesome, but I want to start seeing this technology come to games. I mean, we got games launching that are not even incorporating these technologies right out of the gate. So that's frustrating. It's like, okay, well, I got to use OptiScaler. I don't like doing that. Like, I don't like altering like my game files and stuff. Like, I don't like modding. I think it's first of all, I don't really understand it, and like doing it with the OptiScaler thing, it's like sometimes like I'll try and it doesn't even work, and I'm not going to sit and waste a whole bunch of time watching a bunch of YouTube videos to figure out how to do it so I can make a YouTube video on how to do it. Like, I don't know how to do it, so I'm not the best person to make those videos. Obviously, there's other people out there that are a lot more versed in that stuff. Like, I want to learn, but at my own pace. Like, it's just not a super high priority for me. I would just as soon rather have the things come out and be there. And yeah, I realize that I'm passing up on a lot of views for not like sitting down, but that takes time and effort. And especially the way I learn things, sometimes that just takes a little bit too much time. Let me get a drink. For me to learn these types of deals. So, as far as like content, that I've got planned that's coming out, it's, yeah, like some of it's going to be just, during the weekdays, it's just hard for me. It's just hard for me, man. I go to work, I do my job, come home, and politics, man. Like, politics has been literally everywhere. Like, no matter what you do, it's like, especially in the gaming business, the tariffs are like really affecting the price of everything. They're pushing, like pre-order dates back for like Nintendo Switch 2 here in the United States. You've got like every day just uncertainty with what's going on, or who's getting charged tariffs, who's not getting charged tariffs. And I'm not saying that it's not warranted. I mean, like, I get it, people that support it and people that don't support it. Like, I get both arguments for it, to be completely honest with you. I really do. I mean, like, you got the people arguing against it, and it's like, no, man, just leave it the way it is. And it's like, yeah, I get that. I mean, if we leave it the way it is, essentially, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Or do we make a stand? Do we make our politicians stand up and be like, no, man, we're gonna start putting some checks and balances and stuff like that. I mean, things that were already supposed to be there. I mean, when I started this channel, I only had a couple thousand subscribers, and like, it was literally only the Chinese companies were reaching out to me to send me things, and I was like, wow, dude, that's pretty cool. But now I kind of understand why. I mean, it's like, you know, they get their stuff out there, you know, so they're showing it off. And, you know, you got all the other companies like the American companies and everybody else, they pretty much just ignore smaller YouTubers. So you got these smaller channels that, you know, just over 1,000 subscribers that are getting this stuff, and they're able to show it off and, you know, build hype around it, and they're more excited, you know, like I was, you know, more excited that you're actually getting something. So yeah, like I get it, you know, and it makes sense. And, you know, there's so much of that stuff that they're trying to sell and, you know, market and all of that kind of stuff, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, if it's a good, useful product, yeah, why wouldn't I show it, you know? Like this right here, like this mouse, Chinese company sent this out to me, and it's supposed to be able to work on 2 PCs. So we'll check it out. We'll see if it works, you know, and we'll see if it's a cool product or not, you know, and, you know, give them they actually sent me like these electric knives too. Some electric knives. So I'm still trying to figure out what kind of video to make for those. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. It has just been crazy, you know, and this being like starting year 5 of YouTube. Can you believe we've already been here for 4 years? And this is year 5, you know, and just kind of reflect on some of the things that, you know, like it's been interesting, man. Like it has definitely been interesting. It's been fun creating content and building out this channel, this community, and, you know, so many people that have come and, you know, that subscribe and they watch the channel. It's just like, man, I'd never expected this to even do as well as we're doing, and it's cool, man. It's actually given, you know, a little bit of a, you know, like a little bit of extra income. It's given me something to do to fill my time. It's helped me literally create something from the ground to like something kind of successful. It's like wow, man. Like I'm so used to working for other people and doing my job and just being like seriously, like going to my job, doing my job, being there, being on time, being dependable, you know, like always doing that, and like just always having that mindset to like creating something from the ground up, putting yourself out there, talking to people, making the content you want to make, and people watching that and like being there and supporting you and like actually being fans and like watching everything you put out and stuff. That's like probably one of the best feelings that you're ever going to have in your life. And so if you're trying to get into it and be a content creator, man, just keep going. Just keep going. Don't ever doubt yourself. Just put out what you want to put out. It's going to resonate with some people. Some people are going to hate it. They're going to write you evil, mean comments. They're going to try to hack all of your stuff. you know what I mean? Like, there's going to be people out there that are just going to not like you no matter what. Like, no matter what, like every video I put out, there's always somebody that's sitting there like, oh yeah, he put out another video, I'm going to dislike it. And I'm like, okay, cool, man. Like, it's crazy, you know? It's just like, I'm just a regular guy. Like I'm legitimately a regular dude that gets up, goes to work, comes home, talks about video games, talks about what's on his mind, and people are mad at me for that. It's like, okay, like I get it. I said something bad about your favorite best good company. I get it, man. I got a lot of best good favorite companies, and let's be real. It kind of makes me mad when people say naughty, mean things about my best good favorite company, my billion trillion dollar corporation, you know. And like I gotta defend them, you know, and it's crazy, you know. Like obviously, if we're covering a product on YouTube, it's because we like that product, or somebody paid us very good money for it. I don't know. I've legitimately ever turned down every single time somebody's tried to pay me for a video so far. First of all, because it's like I can't guarantee that video is going to do really well, and you know, I mean, I wouldn't even know the first thing about basically creating a commercial. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of what I feel like it would be. It would be like if they're paying me, I'm creating a commercial for them, for the people that watch my channel. And, you know, like, so I've turned all of that down so far. I've only been offered a few of those, but, you know, it's usually like, oh man, we want to pay you this and then give you like 30% of like, and it's like, I don't know. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, how do you even track any of that stuff, you know? So I'm just like, no, I'm good. Just send me the product. If it's cool, I'll review it on the channel, or even if it's not cool, I'll show the people, you know, and let them decide. Because what else can you do? What else can you do? I don't sign any contracts or anything like that just because of the fact that it's like I'm not going to be liable for anything like that. Yeah, guys, it's just been crazy. Year 5, man. To think about year 5, to think about the PC issues that I was having. I know that this started off as that, and it's just turned into an update video, which is fine. I mean, it's my channel, you know. I make the video that I like to speak from my mind. Okay, like you're sitting right in front of me, like you're my friend and stuff like that. You know, it's just been hectic. It really has. Like some days on YouTube are really, really incredible. Some days are just like, oh my gosh, this freaking kind of sucks. And then sometimes I just feel like, oh my gosh, you know, I started doing content every day, and I feel like if I stop doing it every day, then I'll get distracted and I will start doing something else. And I don't want to do that. Like, I want to do this. I like doing this. I think it is freaking fun. It is incredible. You know, it gives me the opportunity to, you know, put some good back into the world of, you know, especially like right now, man, these tariffs and all of this political nonsense is like, there's just no way to hide from it, man. I've actually had to unfollow a few people over on X and stuff is because they just keep posting it. And it's like, I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't want to think about it. I want to try to, you know, just live my life and, you know, move forward and stuff. And it's just hard. It's everywhere. And obviously my decision to vote for, you know, Trump is pretty much like me saying that, like, yeah, I wanted this to happen, but I don't know. I don't know what I wanted to happen. All I want is for, you know what, this is what I want. I want all countries to do fair trade, to, you know, sell us their stuff, buy our stuff, pay their employees what we make. I want everybody to have the same standard of life that I do. And I feel like unless we do something about the whole trade thing, and that's why, you know, we voted the way we did. You know, it's like, okay, you know, over in China, you know, if they're making significantly less money than I am to build stuff that's on par with stuff that I put together and build and stuff like that, I want them to make a comparable salary. I want them to be able to make money and be able to buy cool stuff and be able to, you know, be a consumer nation like America. You know, like, I want us to all be able to consume and enjoy the products that mankind has designed and built and created. Like, why wouldn't I want everybody to be able to do that? That's just crazy. I don't want people to sit over there working freaking, you know, 12, 14 hours a day, building the stuff that I'm going to consume. I don't want them to do that. I want them to work an 8-hour day like I do. I want them to build a product and a quality product and then sell it. And then I want them to buy the products that we make. You know, that's reciprocal. I definitely agree with that. And I think that's the mindset that I have when they talk about it, because that's what I feel like it should be. I don't think that anybody should have tariffs on anybody. I feel like we should all be making our own products and selling them to each other. That's what I want. That's what I want, and we'll find out. We'll definitely find out how that's all going to go. But I feel like there's a lot of, I'm sorry about the whole political thing, guys, and that's why it's kind of at the end of the thing. I wasn't even planning on talking about any of this kind of stuff, but it's everywhere. We'll find out. We'll find out who, you know, is out there, you know, with the best interests, and I feel like there's a lot of malfeasance going on right now, especially the way that people are talking about this kind of stuff, and the way that they frame things, and the fear mongering and stuff like that. Like, yeah, obviously it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot of people. It's going to hurt every country, you know, if something doesn't happen or doesn't change. But trade needs to be fair. Like, it needs to be fair. Like, they cannot have super high tariffs on us and protect their industries while expecting us to just legitimately buy every single thing the United States. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. It's crazy. Like, there just needs to be a little bit of fairness out there in the world, and people need to follow the rules. So, all right, my friends, I really didn't mean to get into any of that stuff. Hopefully, you know, I mean, if you've got like something constructive to say about it, cool. But yeah, like I feel like a lot of us agree on a lot more than we don't. We just are too busy being angry about everything that everybody tells us to be angry about. But yeah, guys, I'm looking forward to some cool games. AMD system seems to be running a lot better. Definitely want to start doing some more racing content. The overall, political thing obviously is up in the air. Hopefully they get that stuff worked out to where it's like, okay, we can get back to business as usual, because I don't want anybody to feel uncertainty about how they're going to eat or feed their children or anything like that. I want everybody to be on a level playing field so that humanity can improve and get better. And then, yeah, guys, I'm super excited about Skull and Bones bringing land combat, and yeah, guys, the tech thing, with tariffs and stuff, kind of sucks, man. But we'll definitely be making some more content. It's just been awesome. I can't believe we're already in the fight. We're already in our 5th year on YouTube, and I can't wait to make some cool content this year. So, all right, guys, if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.